Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we will have a look at the Vivo X200 Pro. Does it compete with the flagships out there? Let us see. Now, as you know, this device here is powered by the MediaTek Dimensity 9400 chip. Everything on it just runs very well. First things first, we have to talk a bit about the design, since it's something that's very important as well. I want to like about the phone itself is that it still remains very understated. I like the fact that we have this colorway in grey, which is still my personal favorite. It's a bit heavy on the top, and that's because of the huge camera, so the balance is sometimes a little bit off, but I didn't find it particularly too much of a deal breaker, I would say. And overall, just in terms of design, I still think it's one of the very easily identified phones of 2025. But once you see and accept or get accustomed with this kind of thing, you'll be just fine. Now, moving on to the display, what I find even on other flagship phones, even iPhone for that matter, is that after using it outdoors for a short period of time, typically the phone starts to heat up, and the display itself dims down to a very low level to the point where you sometimes can't even see the display. Now, for the X200 Pro, the display actually held out very well, even though I was taking a lot of photos outdoors. Using the phone extensively, but still the display held up to its maximum brightness, and you can actually just still continue using it like a normal device. Now, just to give you a quick recap, the display itself is a 6.78-inch unit. It goes all the way up to 4500 nits of maximum brightness. So you don't have to worry about not being able to see these outdoors, because that doesn't happen on the X200 Pro. Another very tiny detail that I want to highlight once more on the X200 Pro is the display very tiny little bezel on the sides. Now, it's only very slightly curved at the bezel itself, and this makes the display look as if it is floating. And it's very nice because it just gives you a very comfortable slide when you glide across the UI itself, when you're going back, and overall, I think this is just fantastic. Obviously one of the best you can find on any device today. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about the performance. You know, whenever you talk about Vivo's phones, we always talk about the cameras, and we forget sometimes about how strong it is really when it comes to gaming. Now again, don't forget that this device holds the Dimensity 9400 chipset under the hood, which puts it in a position where sometimes it feels like it's even stronger than a Snapdragon counterpart. When it just comes to gaming, I find that the device itself actually gives a very good balance between performance and the battery life. This is all thanks to the MediaTek's Hyper engine that's built in, and when you pair it together with MediaTek's GPU, and overall, the entire experience is that the battery is smooth, not just in terms of your gaming, but also in terms of your day-to-day navigating throughout the entire user interface. So, playing all games on here for very long periods of time tests noticed that not only the phone did not heat up that much, but it also did not need a lot of battery life. At the end of the day, you can expect the performance coming off the Vivo X200 Pro to be definitely up there with all the other flagships. So, moving on to my favorite part of the device, let's talk a bit about the cameras. The camera on the Vivo X200 Pro, as many of you already know, is one of the best in the market today. And this is due to the deep collaboration between MediaTek and Vivo. It allows the phone and the chip's ISP to integrate really well. Pictures coming off the Vivo X200 Pro are just very aesthetic. Again, it's great that you have the option to choose natural looking photos or pictures that look a little bit more saturated, because it gives you, the user, the final say in the kind of photo you wish to have. In terms of just the zoom, is also still a very good zoom camera, although it doesn't come with a lot of AI features in the area. But one thing I like here is that because of the chipset, everything is just happening very quickly. Even the shutter button itself is so quick, and you won't have to worry about missing any shots during the process. Now, moving on, if you are someone who likes to take shots at night, or maybe if you decide to play around with photography with light sources, you don't have to worry about the picture itself flaring up too much because of those lights. That's distracting your lens. As you can notice from night photos as well, you can see each of these night photos come out very, very well. There's very minimal amount of noise and you can still see a lot of detail anyways. Here's a couple of more photos taken on the Vivo X200 Pro again. None of these photos are edited and everything is straight out of the camera. So what you see is what you will get. Now finally, when it comes to the battery life, what we have here is a 6000 milliamps battery that supports 90 watts fast charge. Again, like I said, with the chipset on board, it helps to balance the performance and the battery life, so it's very optimized to give you battery life about 1.5 days on a normal use. If you are really light on usage, you might even extend it up to 2 days, but if you are super heavy in usage, you definitely still be able to pull through from day all the way to the night, so the battery life on here is still very, very strong. Now ultimately, how I would sum up the Vivo X200 Pro is that it still definitely should be one of your top picks when it comes to getting a flagship in 2025, at least in the Android sector that is. Not only do we have the stellar cameras at the back with all of you already know about, but it also holds the Density 9400 chipset. This chipset really gives it a lot of performance and is the strongest processor to ever come out of MediaTek. You can expect it to really shine in terms of your gaming as well as a day-to-day use. So yeah guys, let me know what you think about the Vivo X200 Pro. Is this something like your dream device? Is it something that you plan to get? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this video all the way to the end and look forward to see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Stay safe and bye-bye.